Darren Dreger is joining us now, and Dreger doing what he does, and that's breaking news. Yeah, earlier today announcing that the Winnipeg Jets have found their new head coach.
In Scott Arniel, and we shouldn't be overly surprised by this, Laura, given the experience that Scott Arniel has with the Jets organization. Keep in mind when Rick Bowness, who recently retired, had to leave the team to be with his wife, Judy, because she was dealing with an ailment, and then he left the bench later in the year because of health issues that he was dealing with. It was Scott Arniel that took over as interim head coach. So there's a sense of loyalty here, but there's also a sense of belief that Scott Arniel, in his second crack at being an NHL head coach, keep in mind his first attempt was back with the Columbus Blue Jackets, he's going to be that much better. I know that this is a popular hire in the dressing room for the Winnipeg Jets, and it's not like Kevin Cheveldayoff, the GM, didn't do his due diligence here. He interviewed a number of candidates, including Craig Berube and Todd McCullough, but in the end, they keep it internal.
And he knows a thing or two about this Memorial Cup, winning two as a player back with Cornwall. All right, let's switch our attention to the CHL here, and we know all about the Memorial Cup. We're talking about potentially a format change when it comes to the top prospects game, but could we see a third major event kind of work its way into the CHL calendar? Yeah,
we will at some point. It won't be in time for next year, but it certainly could be for the 25-26 season, a third new event. Now, look, I mean, Canada-Russia, that series, it's not coming back anytime soon. So what you've got is ongoing discussions here with all the leagues involved, the three leagues, on the idea of maybe a mid-season tournament. What about a best-on-best tournament involving the Ontario Hockey League, the QMJHL, and the Western Hockey League? Again, they could amplify the idea of having all-star games and bigger festivals over the course of a weekend or even longer than that. So these are all sort of grassroots conversations that are going to have to intensify, Laura, in the near future to get that event implemented in time for the 25-26 season.
CHL not afraid to try new things and be innovative. We've seen south of the border and the NCAA kind of changes to that landscape. Another thing that's always seems to be evolving. How could that potentially impact the CHL?
Well, I mean, news this week coming out of the NCAA and college sports in general, and the fact that financially it's being revamped. Now, is that going to drift over into hockey? It's too soon to say, but there's no doubt that there could be some things that are altered moving forward. There's always been that root of speculation as to whether or not CHL players are ever going to be able to break contract in the Canadian Hockey League and jump over and accept a scholarship in the NCAA. Well, right now we know that can't happen. Could it be legally challenged? There's a strong possibility of that. Now, I can tell you that the CHL Executive Committee, the Recruitment Committee, they've been talking about this for a lengthy period of time. It's certainly high on their radar. I wouldn't expect imminent change as in the near future, but undoubtedly the discussions will be ongoing on this.
All right. Well, thanks, Drex. See you again tomorrow. Same time, same place?
Absolutely.
Might be a little earlier.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to not sleep in tomorrow then.